Dear listener, you have been cordially invited to a podcast.
Welcome to this podcast. It is called 250 Reasons to Stay Indoors.
A merry tradition indeed.
This podcast contains strong language, opinions, and spoilers.
All of those good things for good little boys and girls.
So strap yourselves in and get ready for this wonderful episode. Goodbye now.
Au revoir.
Reasons to stay indoors.
Howdy doody and welcome to 250 Reasons to Stay Indoors. I'm Jordan.
Yeehaw, I'm Kieran.
And this is the podcast where we watch the IMDb top 250 films. And we say things about them, don't we? Yes, we do. And we tell you whether to stay indoors or not. Yes, we do. So Kieran, what are we watching this week?
We are watching Citizen Kane. It is from the year 1941.
Good year.
Well, you don't know. You weren't there. Not really
I've heard
a good
stories.
year. Well, it was in the middle of the Second World War, so not such a great year.
It was okay. Depends which side you're on.
It's number 72.
72. Nice. So we've broken the hundreds. Kieran, have you seen this film? Any ideas what it's going to be about?
I have in my head that it's about an Asian family.
Oh, okay.
Because I swear there was some BBC Three series called I'm sure there was something called Citizen Kane. It was called Citizen Khan. That's where I'm getting it from. There was a BBC Three series called Citizen Khan.
Okay, well, it's not that. So
And my
what
mate,
do you think Citizen Kane is about?
Well, I literally don't know at all because all I can think of is an Asian family.
Okay, so you're done. You're out.
Yeah.
Just an Asian family, but it's not because that's not what it was about.
Citizen Kane. Well, it might just be a guy called Kane who is a good citizen. That's pretty much it.
Okay, my idea is that you know the old Bible story of Cain and Abel.
No.
Well, it's Old Testament, I think. The story of Cain or Abel who killed their brothers. One of them killed one of the other. I don't really know, but it's an old story. Yeah.
Wow,
so
great story.
I reckon it would be cool if it's like a futuristic retelling of that story or something. Like I can imagine in sort of a.
You're saying this is a 1940s version of a Bible story?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, did George Orwell write 1984 in 1984? I'm saying like you can wait. Sorry, what was your question?
Are you saying this is a 1940s version of a Bible story?
Right. No, what I'm saying is that it was made in the 1940s, yes, but I'm saying that the film is set maybe in like 2200 sci-fi film.
Oh.
Yeah. In a world where people are, I don't know, like ruled by a single ruler or something. There's like a corrupt system going on, and it's about potentially maybe the brother is in that system, and this is like, and everyone's got like names, as in like they've got numbers or something like that, and it's like Citizen Kane.
So futuristic sci-fi Bible stories.
Yes, like a retelling of the Bible story, but
Sci-Bible.
Sci-Bible.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so we go and watch the film.
Let's go watch it.
Okay. Okay, Kieran, first thoughts, not first, some of the first and some of the fastest. Your firstest and your fastest thoughts of the film, go.
Newspapers.
News on the march.
Opera.
Wealth.
Tycoon.
Ruddy good cinema.
Black and white.
News on the march.
Printing press. I don't know.
Opera.
I've already said opera.
Oh, okay. Fuck it, I'm done.
New York, I think.
New York.
I think that was part of it a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's me done.
The Inquirer.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Okay. So, Kieran, are you ready for your 15-second pitch, sir?
I'm ready. Are you ready, Jordan? That's the question that I'm asking.
How dare you even ask me? Of course I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Newspaper tycoon dies, and his last words are Rosebud, and the whole film is trying to figure out what Rosebud is. So these detectives or newspaper people want to find out. They ask his wife, they ask some other people. It turns out that Rosebud is just a sled that he used to ride on when he was a kid.
15 seconds.
Yay! Woo! First time ever that I fucking nailed it. Yes.
Well done.
So proud of myself.
We should have had like whistles and like balloons and stuff to pop just in case that happens.
Can we do that in future episodes? Just have it all ready to go.
Like one of those.
Yeah, I'll have a little party popper and then there'll
Yeah.
be confetti and shit. And yeah. Oh,
Well done.
yes.
You finally did it. You finally nailed it. So should we do a proper full synopsis?
Yes. Whilst I get over how proud I am of myself. Yes.
Rosebud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
News on the march.
News on the march.
Okay. Yeah. So all right. Let's kind of set the scene a bit.
Yeah.
Charles Foster Kane
Yes.
is,
Charles Foster Kane,
and he is a newspaper tycoon,
newspaper tycoon of the century.
and he starts off from very lowly beginnings. He gets taken away from his mother, and he ends up building a newspaper empire.
But because he's like the heir to a ridiculous fortune.
Right. So he gets taken from his mum by this
Banker.
by this banker
Yeah.
guy, and this banker guy turns him in. Well, he kind of trains him to become this huge
Yeah.
person, and he buys the Inquirer, and
Against the will of the banker.
Mhm. And so it was this tiny little newspaper thing, and he started news. His idea was that he would give news to the people the way that they deserved to be told what the news was like. So we get this idea that he's a decent kind of bloke. He ends up running for office at one point because he wants to bring the truth to people and all this kind of stuff, and he doesn't do well.
Yeah.
He marries the president's niece at one point.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get on. They break up.
Yeah.
And the reason why they break up is because he is seeing some other woman.
Having an affair.
He's having an affair.
Scandalous.
Absolute scandal. And so he loses his political position. He loses his president's niece's wife and all this stuff. But he marries this other woman who's supposed to be the singer.
Yeah.
He puts on some opera for this woman, and she's terrible at the opera,
Yeah.
apparently. But he's still fucking raking it in, buying loads of statues from overseas. And this is what these newspaper people in the present day
Yeah.
are assessing. Now, the reason why they were going through his life is because they're trying to get a big story on this. And so like, what can we get a big story out of? We'll get a big story out of his last words, which were
Yeah.
Rosebud. So they go around to the person who took him away from his mum. Is that right?
Yeah. The banker Thatcher, I think it was.
No, they go to his memoirs because Thatcher's dead.
Yeah. Sorry.
So they go to Thatcher's memoirs, and he reads some big book. He goes to the person that was Bernstein, who was like his, I guess,
He was like not a manager, or like he was,
No, it was
an
like his-
advisor sort of guy, wasn't he?
but almost like PA
Yeah.
kind of vibe. They also go to this person who was supposedly his partner at the beginning.
What was his name?
His name was Jedediah Leyland.
Yeah.
And they go to him, and then they also go to the actress, opera singer lady who was his wife.
Mm-hmm. And then they go to the butler.
And then they finally go to the butler at this mansion that
Xanadu.
Xanadu, this massive palace that he's built for himself. So he's hoarded loads of shit, and he's kept everything from his childhood. Everything.
Yeah.
He's kept all of it.
So it is very much hoarding.
Yeah. and this guy's got like bags and bags of space. He's got heaps of crap. But when the dude dies, the newspaper people and everyone, they're all valuing all this stuff, and they're going to sell it places, and they just burn all the rest of the crap. And then, so we realize that we can't find out what Rosebud is. We've got no idea. But when they're panning over all of the crap that they had in his mansion, and they're throwing stuff into the fire, they throw in this old sled, and on the sled, it says Rosebud.
Yeah.
And that's what he was talking about when he said Rosebud, because he loved this sled that he played with when he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that, isn't it?
There's really not much more to it. I just want to say, did you like this film?
No, not really.
Okay.
But I wasn't like, oh, fuck me, there's still loads of this film to go. I was enjoying it as far as like just the novelty of the film,
Right.
but actually,
What do you mean by the novelty of the film?
it's like it's some old timey film.
Okay.
Half of the acting's really good. Orson Welles is brilliant.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other actors are cool. And I liked the general story, but it's just when I got to the end of it, it just kind of felt like, oh, I kind of wanted it to be more dramatically involving, because I kind of saw the whole thing coming, like with him and his wives and falling out of love with his wives. I would have liked to see more of the destruction of him.
Yeah, I didn't see much of a that I didn't feel like there was much mystery to it. The Rosebud thing I didn't really care about for quite a lot of it, to be honest. Like, I didn't find myself that concerned about finding out what that meant
Yeah.
until it sort of got to the end. And to be honest with you, I kind of called it, like, before
I thought it was the name of the house that he used to live in with his mum.
I can't remember.
Because, listeners, there is a snow globe that he has of the house that he used to live in, and this is the thing that he was clutching in his hand
Yeah.
when he was dying.
Yeah, see, it was the snow thing from the snow when he said, like, when they made point of the fact that he was holding that. I was like, oh, the snow, and I'm not even like bigging myself up. I genuinely was like, oh, it's gonna be the sled.
Oh, really?
Because it reminds him of his childhood. Because that's like the last thing that he had before everything got taken away from him and he became rich.
Wow.
And then that's sort of what it turned out to be.
Wow.
I'm fucking sick, mate.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. That's a decent prediction.
But generally, I quite liked the film. I've got in my notes that I was just quite pleasantly surprised by how much I was enjoying it.
Yeah, so it was all right, but can we get into some beefs? Who even heard those last words?
Yeah.
Because the butler was like, yeah, so I realised he died. But his butler wasn't in the room with him when he died.
A nurse came in, like,
A nurse came in and
opened
was
the
like,
door
shit.
and walked in.
Exactly, so who even
Yeah.
heard Rosebud?
There's actually a bit of there's some trivia about that. The fact that Orson Welles was asked by a friend that very question, like, how do they know his last words for that? And apparently he just stared off into the distance for quite a while.
My whole
And then-
life is a lie.
Yeah, and then literally just said, "Don't you ever tell anyone of this." So I think that speaks volumes for that.
Wow.
Just ignore
Okay.
it. Just get past
Okay.
it.
Well, that's just this. That okay. Well, that kind of confirms my whole thing around that. I was like, well, because that was bugging me the whole film. And if that's just something that hasn't been paid attention to, I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's just bad.
Yeah. As
bad
I
detailing.
said, I wasn't too fussed about the whole Rosebud thing. I was more interested in the man himself. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's secondary to what I'm watching, sort of thing.
Yeah. And it's difficult. I felt like there was way too much focus on Susan Alexander. Because I was like, I thought I got beef with her as an actor. I didn't think she was a
I
great
felt
actor.
like she
Even
was
though-
the one that I felt was most.
I thought she was the weakest actor.
Yeah, like the most difficult to watch.
Yeah, and also because I understand that her character was someone who plays a bad actor or a bad singer. She wasn't that bad of a singer.
I didn't think she was bad at all.
I didn't think she was that bad, but maybe I think. I don't know.
I don't understand that bit. I really just didn't get that. In fact, that's one of my beefs. Was just like, well,
the opera stuff actually. Like there were some points where she would really obviously hit a bad note because she was nailing the rest of it. So
yeah, like exactly. Yeah, it was quite obvious when she was doing bad because the rest of it was like, I can't fucking sing like that. I don't know many people that can. Like
exactly. I mean, maybe within the realm of opera singers.
Yeah.
Maybe they were
Okay.
like, oh my god, it's so terrible because they all talk like that. And maybe actually because us layman opera people, we don't know anything about it. Anyway, yeah. So I just thought Susan Alexander was just a bit lame. Just her as an actor, I just thought she was a bit meh.
Yeah.
Also, when the first time that she meets Charles Foster Kane, she has this toothache. Her toothache would have been a lot worse than that, I reckon, in reality, because
Why?
she loses her toothache within like an hour of speaking to this guy.
Right.
And if she can lose her toothache just by laughing a bit, then that's not a proper toothache. It's been years since I've had a toothache, but that shit fucking hurts.
Nah, man, you have different levels of toothaches. I had a toothache the other day, and like it's the same thing with hiccups, isn't it? Like you don't pay attention to it, and then it's gone, sort of thing.
No,
Depends on the level of the toothache.
No, because no one knows why hiccups are a thing. Because that's
Really?
yeah.
I thought it was something to do with just like trapped air and stuff like that.
But I saw it on QI, mate. I saw it
Okay.
on QI.
All
It
right.
was one of them things where someone sticks up a sign saying
Thou shalt not
nobody
question
knows.
Stephen Fry.
Exactly. And so no one knows why hiccups are actually a thing. The same why No one knows why yawns are contagious.
Oh yeah, okay.
Same kind of thing. Anyway,
but not across species, which is interesting. So, like, if you see cats yawn, it doesn't make you yawn. But if you see another person yawn, it will make you yawn. People.
These are all
that's
interesting
another
things.
Thing to get into.
At the end of the film, did you say are cats people? They're not. It's a spoiler alert.
Well,
they're not.
It's a debate, isn't it? It's a debate to be had.
I don't think it is.
It is, Kieran.
Am I just being closed-minded?
You are. You're being closed-minded.
Right. Okay. The same way that with the hunt, thinking that cannibals shouldn't be eating people. Was that in the same way that was closed-minded? I'm being closed-minded about cats not being people.
I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but yeah.
I'm not going to warrant you that. No.
No?
No, I don't think. I'm just going to move on.
Let's not pussyfoot about here. Kieran, I think what I said was relevant.
I'm not feeling good about this, Jordan. This is terrible. Moving on.
Right, meow. I want to discuss this, Kieran. Right, meow.
Yes, Jordan was. I could see the cogs turning, and he was like, "It's now or never. I'm going to top this joke now or never," and he won. Okay,
perfect.
All right, no. Don't degrade yourself. Don't degrade yourself.
Sorry. Okay.
I don't want to move on. Let's just take a.
Let's just pause.
Oh, you bastard! You got them before me. Fuck. Shit. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Kidding me. Okay. All right. It's done. I'm just going to move on. Anyway, why would they not? No, don't look away and try and think of another one, Jordan, because we're done with this. We're moving on. Why did they go straight to the butler? Why did they not just go straight to the butler in the first place? Because that guy had all the answers at the end of the film. No one else had any other answers apart from just saying things to try and give more context as to who Charles Foster Kane was. Because he was the person who apparently was there, and he was in control of.
Yeah, I mean,
Xanadu, this palace that he built was called Xanadu.
If you want to find out something about a person,
speak to the fucking butler.
Go to the butler first.
Alfred knows everything about. I'm going to bring up Alfred, like we've previously spoken about in other episodes, and we'll continue to talk about in other episodes. Because Alfred knows everything about Batman, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So obviously he speaks to the butler.
It's just by the nature of what a butler does, they know everything. Well, they're not going to know so much about a person.
Exactly. So I don't understand why they wouldn't just go to him in the first place.
Yeah. No, you're right. I've got nothing to say to that. I totally agree with you.
I just have a beef with that. It's like, well, you could have just saved so much time by just going straight to this guy.
It might have been the route, though.
So you're saying...
Because he's going to like this place. There's quite a lot of travel involved.
You want to cut down on your petrol on expenses.
Well, yeah, but also it's like it's inconvenient to go like, well, I don't know, maybe go that to Xanadu and then come back through all those other places.
And also,
it's not like he's maybe
another newspaper would have tried to get there first to get the scoop.
True.
So anyone who wants to get a scoop on anyone, go straight to the butler.
Straight to the butler.
Cool.
# just ask the butler.
There we go. Do you have any beefs?
I had a couple of things. Yeah. There's too many bold white men with glasses, and in a black and white film, I found that kind of difficult to follow who was who for quite a while.
Are you saying we all look the same?
I'm saying all bold white people with glasses from the 1940s look the same.
Oh, so because I'm from the 2010s.
You're in HD, yeah.
Thank you, in full colour.
In beautiful Technicolor. But yeah, no, I was like, it took me quite a while to understand who was who. I had like, I wouldn't necessarily say it was a beef. It was kind of something that made me that makes me not want to watch the film so much. Is in films that seems that in older films they stick on someone's face at the end of a scene for just a little bit too long, and like you just catch them sort of doing a lot of different. That they're trying to hold an emotion and they can't quite do it. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, Johnny, you just said a funny joke. Oh, yeah, it was funny, wasn't it? And then they're moving on to the next scene and they're still on Johnny's face and Johnny's like smiling. He's like, it's just like a little bit too much. It's really uncomfortable.
Yeah, or like if there's like a very poignant thing that someone said, they'll linger on that guy's face, but just stay like nothing else happens in that scene.
Yeah.
I feel like there must have been a point where they just did it because they felt like they were being more poignant. It was like, oh, there was some shit that went down in the scene, so let's make sure that we linger on this guy's face. But then at some point they thought, actually, this is a bit shit. So come in the 1960s or something like that, they were like, yeah, can we just reduce all of our films by 5 minutes by taking all of those lengthy end of scene things off?
Yeah, everyone remembers the film crisis of the 1960s where everyone's supply of film got reduced by 5 minutes.
Yeah, and everyone in cinema was like, fuck me, like I just lost. I needed to look at that guy's face for another 10 seconds. Like, what just happened?
Changed cinema for
And
the
it was
better,
just
if you
a
ask
huge
me.
change of pace, and everyone's like, "Oh God, it's way
And
too
then
fast."
Stalker came around, and they just found lots of extra film. Everyone's film.
All the Russians were taking all the film.
Everyone's film that went missing all went to the production of Stalker, and they used that to just do these prolonged shots.
Ah,
That's what it was.
see how that works.
I haven't got any more beefs though. I don't think.
I haven't got any more beefs either. I've just got a bunch of bits and bobs.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because a lot of what I was writing down was just character names and stuff that was happening.
Yeah,
Because I just felt like, I don't know. I just felt like I just needed to keep track of all the names.
because they're all bold white people
Yeah.
that look the same.
Exactly, that's true. Now, one of the things I was most happy about in this film,
Mhm.
did you see? When they first talked about, oh, and Charles Foster Kane first bought the Inquirer. And there's a picture of some people loitering outside the old Inquirer when it was like run down and everything.
No.
Right. So, picture outside of the
Okay, I'm imagining.
filming
Yeah.
the Inquirer. It says they're filming the Inquirer. It says the Inquirer on big letters in front of this building. There's some fucking truck or something, and there's two black dudes.
Yeah.
In front of this truck. One of them's just talking to the other, and this other guy at the end of this bit when he's like, "Oh," and then he went on to take it on to great leaps, and then just before they move to the next cut, the other black dude skates away.
Oh wait, no, I think I did see that. Yeah.
Call back to the Thing. Black dudes on roller skates. So I was wondering if the Thing was a callback to Citizen Kane, where it was like, let's have one novelty black guy on black
One
guys
novelty black guy.
on roller skates. Yeah,
Comic relief black guy
Yeah.
on roller skates.
specifically on
In
roller skates.
1941, I imagine that's probably what they were going for.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to
Bloody racists.
Yeah, I
No,
want
we
to
don't
see.
know that,
I want to
but
see
probably.
all of the films
but maybe.
where there's black guys on roller skates.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
that'd be a side podcast.
I don't want to try and think of a name for it.
Yeah.
No,
But you're thinking though, aren't you?
I'm thinking about it, or maybe I'll just add it. So as
Rolling with the skates.
no, I don't want to do that. I would maybe I'll just add it onto the genitalia tab.
Okay.
There'd
yeah,
also
yeah,
be
yeah.
a black guy on roller skates tab.
Yeah.
Although
sure.
I do think that I reckon 2 films is probably going to be how ridiculous would it be if there were a whole load of other films in the top 250
we
list?
might have just uncovered like something, a secret,
An Easter egg from all
an
of these
Easter
films.
egg, a film industry Easter egg.
This is like the whole Disney thing.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Oh, that'd be incredible. What a scoop. Yeah, a few more bits and bobs.
I had a favourite line in the film.
Okay.
It's when someone's talking to Charles whilst he's eating. He's like, "Are you still eating? I'm still hungry."
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was just like,
yeah.
"Wow, that sums up my life."
Yeah, that was
It's just
pretty
so like said with so much authority. It's like, well, yeah, because I'm still hungry.
I had a
Fuck
few.
you.
Also, typewriters. There was some typewriters in there, and I'd like to have a little typewriter just to have a typewriter.
Yeah, they're cool, aren't they? But I feel like it's probably going to be difficult to deal with errors and stuff. I've never really understood how you just have to start the whole thing again if you make
Just
a mistake.
Tipex. You'd have to Tipex it as you
Oh,
went
of
along.
course, yeah, Tipex.
Yeah.
Idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, or you'd have to start the whole thing again. Yeah, it's a bit long. The way that they did the headlines, did you see? They had like, imagine a square, like a metal square, and inside this metal square they would slot smaller metal squares with the
Yeah.
with the
But that's why it
letter
was called the
bit.
printing press.
Yeah,
Because they pressed.
I just never saw that before. Like,
Yeah.
It's so dumb that I never noticed that
Yeah.
before.
I know. You are dumb. No, I'm joking. You're all right.
Oh.
I think it's worth mentioning that the film was based off of an actual. Well, the character was based off of an actual like newspaper tycoon.
Oh.
His name was William Randolph Hearst. I think I'm saying that right. And there's like quite a few things that were related to his life and stuff. Like he was furious with the film when it came out. Called Orson Welles a communist and like boycotted the film. The film was like a total box office flop when it first came out.
Really?
Yeah, when they had the 1941 like Academy Awards, it was nominated for 9 awards, and every time it got like said in the nominations, like everyone booed.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not
Don't quite know how it gets nominated for something if that's happening, but yeah.
Well, because people who are
The bloody Academy
the bloody Academy,
being objective.
they're like, this film is fucking sick, and maybe there are a bunch of people who are down with what Orson Welles was doing. Anyway, other bits and bobs. Oh yeah, there was some rhetorical questions that one of the guys was asking. Bernstein, am I a stuffed shirt? Am I a horse-faced hypocrite? Am I a New England school mom? I thought that was just
None of them made any sense to me.
Yeah, it's just like, no, you're not any of those things. You're a man shouting at me.
No,
Shut up.
no.
Yeah,
You're a man in a suit. Act like it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit silly. I've got a few questions about old timey things.
Okay.
Now, there were a few cigarettes that were being smoked throughout this whole film.
Oh, this is going to be another one of your issues where it's quite a big cigarette and you think it's a joint.
No.
Okay.
That joint in the thing was definitely a joint.
No, what in the thing? Yeah. When you said the thing, I thought you just meant like in some sort of thing, but no, the thing.
In the
Right,
film
yeah.
But yeah, so all the cigarettes here were definitely cigarettes. That was for sure. There were a few cigars.
And some pipes too.
Indeed. Now, Bernstein was almost always the guy that was lighting everyone's cigarettes. Is it a sign of respect to light someone else's cigarette?
To light a man's cigar.
Because there would be people who would like, they'd be sitting down and whatever, and they just bring out a cigarette and then someone else lights it for them.
Maybe.
So I guess if you're sitting by yourself in your own room, you're going to light your own cigarette.
Yeah.
But is
Not
it
just
like
going to wait for someone to turn up to do it.
Yeah. So like, let's say me and you back in the day,
Yeah.
we're in the 1940s.
Yeah.
And we're sitting and we're having a bourbon or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Bourbon, whatever.
Bourbon. Bourbon's a biscuit.
All right. And we're having a drink, and you pull out a cigarette.
Right.
I get out my lighter straight away. Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, good sir, let me light your cigarette for you.
Mm.
Now, if I bring out a cigarette, do you
Why
do
are
it?
you doing gun fingers at me?
No, this is me holding the cigarette in my in
Okay.
my so it's no, so I'm holding the cigarette in between my index finger and my middle finger.
Yes.
Like some people do, I guess. Anyway, if I pull out a cigarette, would you light it for me?
No, because I don't like you. No, I'm joking.
I'm just wondering.
I don't know. Yeah, I
what the
guess
politics
it's,
are with it.
What if I don't have a lighter? If I did have a lighter, then maybe yeah. It's a whole etiquette thing, isn't it? People don't wear hats anymore. It's different times.
That
man.
being said,
Different
about
times.
hats, what's the hats politics going on? Because there was a point where a dude came out of the house.
Yeah.
And bloody Susan Alexander, she was standing on the doorstep. So when the guy came out of the house, so this is the other politician guy,
Right. Yeah.
who's in the film for 2 minutes.
Yep.
He puts on his hat when he comes out of the house. Notices there's a woman there. Takes his hat off, and he puts his hat on again when he leaves. So is it a thing, do you reckon, back in the day that people wouldn't have their hat on when they talk to women?
No, it was more a thing you'd take your hat off when you go inside.
No, because he's outside. He's on the porch.
Right.
So he's outside ostensibly.
Oh well, no, yeah, that's the thing as well, isn't it? You take your hat off and bow to someone, sign of respect, isn't it?
But he was just talking to this woman. He was just having a conversation with her.
Maybe. I definitely think there's something to be said for the politeness of. Now I'm getting calmer for not doing anything. I just spilt coffee over myself.
Oh.
I think there's something to be said for the politeness of taking your hat off when speaking to someone. I think that's just a general thing. I don't think it's necessarily just women.
Okay. Also,
Yes.
another thing. Did you notice it was a guy wearing a pair of glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have been Bernstein. He was wearing a pair of glasses that had no
Arms.
Yeah, no arms. Yeah, so it was just the frames,
Yeah, that's cool.
and he like squeezed them in his face.
Yeah.
You don't see those around,
No.
and it'd make glasses cases a lot slimmer. But
It would probably result in a lot of broken glasses. I don't really understand how that works. It must be really. Have you ever tried to hold like a monocle and stuff like that? I mean,
no,
I've never really understood how people do it. It seems quite uncomfortable.
I think it would just have to be tucked in there very tight.
Surely they have to be reading glasses, something like that. You don't have them on all the time. You just whip them out. You're like, slot them onto your eyes, and you're like, read. Take them off.
Yeah, but the effort of having no arms on the glasses is like, I swear that's more effort than having arms on the glasses. Because I guess the idea is that
no arms is more effort than arms. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
But
saying.
maybe
too.
what they're thinking is that if you do have arms on the glasses,
Why are you pointing at me so
So,
aggressively?
I'm-
What is your body language today?
Sorry, I'm just very.
Who hurt you?
I'm just. Whoa, I'm just very gesticulatory today.
Gesticulatory.
Gesticulatory.
Is
today.
that actually a word, or is that another one for the book?
Doing a lot of gestures today. Let's just.
Oh
say
no,
that.
I get what you mean. But I don't.
Gesticulatory.
Okay.
Anyway, what I'm saying is, if they had, I reckon their argument is, good sir, if I had a pair of glasses with arms on, then I wouldn't be able to unfold it with one hand, and so that's why they have the glasses with no arms.
Oh yeah, one-handed fold outs.
Because-
This is a point.
So I wear glasses when I do the podcast, right? Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate for Jordan.
Okay.
Now the glasses
Yes.
are on the table.
Yeah.
They are folded.
I can confirm, listeners, they are on the table. They are folded.
Now, if I pick them up,
Yes.
one of the arms,
Uh-huh.
one of them naturally folds out.
One. He's picked it up, and one he's picked up by sort of the arm. So one has naturally unfolded. The glasses facing down, and the other arm over the top.
Exactly. So one arm is still
Yes.
folded, correct?
Yes.
Now, what do I have to do with? So I'm holding a coffee in my.
Yeah.
Where am I supposed to put this coffee, Jordan? Not all over my legs like I did earlier.
No.
I'm just going to keep holding it in my hand and try not to spill it anywhere. So how am I going to unfold this? I can't try and like whip it out.
Give it a shake.
Yeah, give
That
it a
doesn't
shake and
work,
hope
no?
it falls out. I've got to
You're
do
just gonna
this.
have to wear your glasses on your face like an idiot, aren't you? With your or
So-
use your mouth like
This
an
isn't
absolute.
working. Like use my mouth like a peasant. Like
You know what?
that's just gross.
My idea of your social standing just dropped by so much. As soon as you put that glasses arm in your mouth, I was like, this guy's poor.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
now I don't want to associate myself with you in case my oligarch friends don't like me anymore.
Exactly. So, yeah. So maybe that's why they didn't want to have the glasses with arms. Just answer my own question.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nailed it. At the end,
You're on fire today.
at the end of the
In
film,
great form.
at the end of the film, they're going through all of this crap and they're auctioning off all of his statues and things. He's got so much shit. Like it's ridiculous how much crap he has. Like,
Yeah.
remember when I moved house? So when
Yeah,
we
yeah.
moved into the flat that we are in
Yeah.
now, and I still live in, but Jordan moved out because you left me.
It's a nice little anecdote. It's just to show that we're real people, we're not just famous podcasters all the time.
Yeah. We also do
We have lives.
common people things.
Yeah.
Like the peasants who
Yeah.
open their glasses.
So when you
with
ordered
their
the
mouth.
town cars to get all of your stuff over,
Yeah, I had to have like 5 limousines go down that street and put all of my things in it. It was
Yeah.
like so much crap,
even with all those people carrying it behind the limousines as well.
Yeah, it was just a hassle, and
Yeah.
like I had to get like another 2 horses
I
on
know.
top of the 10 that I already had.
Yeah.
And that was just to carry me,
Yeah.
Because,
And then one of them had that bum leg, and you had to get someone to kill it.
yeah, it was a struggle,
Yeah.
because then I had to wait. Like Uber's not great with horses.
No,
Like,
it isn't.
Yeah,
Uber
horse-
exec. I mean, that's what you'd get naturally anyway. But
No, it's Uber Regent.
Uber Regent.
Yeah. That's the one for horse-drawn carriages and things like that. Now, when they were taking all these pictures of all the stuff that they had,
Yeah.
so flashback to a flashback. Sorry, so there was a flashback that happened when they were talking about a time like in the early 1900s
Mhm.
and there were people taking pictures of stuff, and it was back in the early days of photography when there was someone holding it.
The little
It looks like a window wiper.
yeah.
like someone like a squeegee or something like that, and that's the thing that does the flash. It's got gunpowder in it and it does
Yeah.
the flash and that, and they have to put the gunpowder in there every single time. But then come I guess the present day, which would have been 1941, when they're actually I got the date that he. Yeah, actually, so it said on the thing on the news on the march. It said in 1941 Charles Foster Kane died. So it's set in the present day for when that film came out.
Right.
So, but by that time, they were taking pictures with these big ass light bulbs.
Yeah.
but they were all single-use light bulbs. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
I just thought like taking photos
What's the
back
point? Yeah, you might as well just use.
so inefficient because each of those photographers had a massive pile of light bulbs next to them, or they were carrying a bag with loads of light bulbs. I just thought, shitting hell, that's so long. Imagine every single time that you took a picture on your phone, you have to replace the light bulb.
Replace
inside
the
your phone.
phone. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much what Apple would have you do. Am I right?
God, this guy gets it.
Oh, jeez. It's pretty much all my bits and bobs. You got any?
Yeah. There was one that was interesting. Remember I was saying that it was based off of a person's a real dude. He apparently had this mistress. Like Susan is based off of an actual woman who apparently had an affair with Charlie Chaplin or something as well.
What a scandal.
Yeah. But apparently Rosebud was the name that he had given her clitoris. That's just one of the stories that was around for the true the coming of Rosebud.
Oh.
Also,
so the Rosebud as in the Rosebud of the Lady Garden. I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
also worth noting, he was only 25 when he directed and co-wrote and starred in this.
Orson Welles?
Yeah, 25. Feeling pretty pants about myself now. I mean, I know I'm a famous podcaster, but
well, I've still got some time to go.
Yeah, you have. Well, I mean, I'm not. So have I. But
how many years do you have until you have to direct a massive film?
About 17. What?
Okay, I didn't realize.
What?
I just didn't realize.
Yeah, I'm 6.
8, Jordan. So you're showing your age even more by the fact that you can't do maths.
What?
8. What?
Yeah, what?
Am I doing this?
Back off, mate.
You turned into the Artful Dodger.
I'm a big man.
Okay, little boy.
I'm a big boy.
Okay, Geordie. So
Only my mum can call me that.
oh, your mum call you Geordie.
Geordie Pops.
Geordie, really?
Yeah.
She call you Geordie Pops.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Geordie
cute.
Pordy Pudding Pie.
No, he doesn't. No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she does.
She calls you Geordie Pordy Pudding and
She
Pie.
used to call me Geordie Pordy Pudding and Pie.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's from the story, the nursery rhyme, Georgie Porgy Pudding and Pie. Kissed the girls and made them cry.
Did you kiss girls and make them cry?
I never made them cry.
That's sexual. Oh, because you know about kissing, don't you?
I know about
Geordie
this guy
Pordy
kisses.
knows about this guy kisses. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it.
Yeah.
Over and over again. In fact, you didn't hear it here first. You heard it on a previous podcast first. That Jordan knows about kissing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any
Kissing
more?
and dissing.
Okay.
I don't know.
I have another bit and bob.
Okay. Is it a bit or is it a bob?
A bit.
I ain't got time for that.
You got time for a bob? I can make it a bob.
A bob or two?
Mm.
Okay, let's fucking do it.
In one of the flashbacks that Thatcher was talking about, where he was like, so flashback from when he took Charles Foster Kane away from his mum.
Yeah.
And there was a whole altercation with the bloody sled.
Yeah.
I noticed when Thatcher goes outside to speak to Charles, number one, Charles is playing with the sled and he's just screaming at the top of his voice about nothing in particular. He's by himself in the garden, playing in the snow, just going...
Kieran, I would like to remind you that that's something normal children do and you didn't have a normal childhood. You were born and you were instantly 40 years old.
I guess that is true.
Wrapping up your tinfoil.
That is true. But also I just well maybe that's maybe that's why I didn't understand that kids by themselves.
First of all, there was a kid, he was outside playing, right? No, I'm not even lying, he was playing. He might have been about 6 years old. I don't even want to think about the amount of taxes I was dealing with back then. My tax returns have been in date since I was born.
You got a lot of expenses as a baby, you know. You've got to file every single diaper that you do.
Yeah,
yeah.
You've got to file that.
Yeah, every single pack of Pampers that you buy.
Yeah,
that all goes down. Yeah, although you are tax exempt to your VAT from diapers, which is nappies, as I presume.
Yeah, it's a business cost, isn't it?
It is a business, but no, they wouldn't be. This is a really boring topic. I don't really want to talk about nappies, but I will talk about taxes.
I was about to say, are you telling me that you don't want to talk about tax returns, Kieran? I don't really believe that. Who are you and what have you done with Kieran? So, you want to bring someone in or you want to be someone?
I want to be somebody. Yeah.
Oh, that's a blast from the past. Welcome to Radio 250 Podcast.
Why would it not be Radio 250 Reasons?
Uh,
I think I would do the morning
coming
show.
up,
I think I would do the
you
morning
might
show,
need somebody.
and you would do the 8 till 11 p.m. shift,
Yeah.
or,
Well, that
or
kinda-
like the 10 till 12 shift, where you do the smooth jams.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to
Yeah,
BBC."
you're a morning person, aren't you?
Not BBC.
Like you get the mornings. You get the breakfast slot.
Yeah.
Breakfast with Kieran Pearson.
Good morning and welcome to this wonderful Wednesday morning. It is 6:30 a.m. Rise and shine.
Boop, 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 boop.
And on the
That
news
was an
today,
alarm clock.
yeah, that was the sound effect that I would play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just really good. We
Thanks.
can do radio shows where you would just do all of the sound
I
effects.
just do I'm just the soundboard.
Yeah, that would be good. I could maybe try it for the ones that you would do. So do you want to? Okay. So, Radio 250 Reasons Smooth.
Hello and welcome to the Midnight Hour with Jordan.
The Midnight Hour.
Get ready to slip into something a little bit more comfortable with this next track. You're just saying the same word.
Okay,
after.
sorry.
You need to do the noise of slipping into something a little bit more comfortable.
Oh yeah.
There's a little zip there.
Doing
Because it could
zipping
be
up.
something kinky. Because it's the midnight hour. You see that?
So is that what you putting your gimp mask on or something?
Maybe.
Okay.
Who fucking knows?
And then you're doing the rest of the podcast.
Maybe I'm zipping on some nipple tassels. I don't know. Get fun with it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And this next track goes out to Karen Smith.
Karen
I
Smith.
don't know. I just picked a name.
Would you do call-ins on the Smooth Show?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So hello.
Hello, caller.
Oh hi, Jordan. Yeah, I really like your show. I like how smooth it is. It's really nice.
You got to smoothen your tone. Remember, this is the midnight hour.
Oh, smoothen my tone.
That's it.
Like this.
Yes.
I really like
Yes.
your show. Oh,
Yeah.
and shout out to my friend Janice. She listens to your show. Oh, sorry. She listens to your show every day. She really likes it. And hi, Janice.
Janice.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Okay, hi. Okay. Thanks for the tunes. Can you play?
And next is You Might Be Somebody.
Yeah, I love that
You
song.
might
Okay,
be somebody.
bye.
You might be somebody. You might need somebody. Bam, bam, bam. Ba-dum, bam, ba-dum. That's a little slap bass for you slap bass enthusiasts out there. Anyway, back to the podcast.
Yeah, back to the podcast. Yeah, cool. It's good to know that what we're going to do in our future lives.
Yeah. So, are you going to be someone? Who would you be? Who would you be? Who'd it be?
Who'd it be? I would be Jedediah.
It just sounded like a rap song a current rap song. Who'd you be? Who'd you be? Who'd you be? I would be.
Humana.
Humana.
Yeah. I'd be Jedediah Leyland.
Yeah.
And I would try and assert myself a little bit more on Charles Foster Kane and be like, hey, we were supposed to be partners this whole time, and come on. I know that's part of the complication of their relationship is the fact that Charles Foster Kane just kind of like does whatever he wants and kind of abandons everyone. So I would have got there early and been like, hey, come on, let's be more business about this. We're supposed to be business partners, and we'll probably try and figure that out. Who would you be?
I just want to say I'm not surprised that you picked him. He's arguably the most morally
Sound.
the most ethically sound, morally sound, good guy person in it.
I appreciate
Which
that. Do you think it's a
just that
reflection of my
you
character?
always try to be that.
Well, do you think it's because I want to be that person? I think I am that person because I think I am.
I think it's that you want to be that person. I think
why.
I don't know. I'm not saying that you're not a good person. I'm just saying that you always strive to, and in your imagination, you imagine only good things.
Oh, that's great. Oh,
I didn't mean it as a compliment, but you can take it that way.
Yeah. My life is full of good things.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
All right.
cool. All right, tell me who you'd be and
I
kill.
would not actually. Yeah, look, right here you go. Not going to kill someone this time.
Oh, that's a turn for the books.
Was this during the Second World War? This film?
Yeah.
Could just be Hitler, couldn't I? Like that would be fun. Yeah. But no, I'm not going to do that.
He is
Kieran.
actually in the film, isn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah. He is because
I didn't know he acted.
News on the march. He's there's like Charles Foster Kane made friends with everybody, but then he would maybe turn on them afterwards. And you can see him like on the same balcony as Hitler.
Oh, I didn't think that was Hitler.
Yeah, legit
okay.
was.
Anyway, I would be Susan, and I would take the initiative to move my singing career into something that perhaps isn't opera, but still singing, because she can clearly actually sing, but maybe just not best suited in opera. Maybe I'd go to just doing singing that doesn't include theatre as well and acting, just songs.
Oh, because she had a decent platform.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
So-
and he wanted her to be a singer. She did like singing. She just didn't like how she was being received. But maybe that's because she was just trying to do opera. So maybe try something else.
If she was getting lessons from that famous opera guy, she probably could have got lessons from like Billie Holiday or someone.
Exactly. Yeah, she
Right.
could
Hey,
probably do whatever she wanted. Like, there was a lot of money backing her. It would
Yeah.
be a waste to not use it.
collab with Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong.
Yeah, the hottest new hip hop album in 1941.
Exactly. Imagine.
Oh, okay. Susan. Well, that took a turn. Okay.
That's when Susan does something. And then Ella. And then Susan.
I'm going to just stop you now. I think you're indulging yourself a little bit too much.
You did loads of singing earlier. That was my turn.
When?
When you were singing "Need Somebody Too," that
Oh,
song.
that was not as much as that, though. And that wasn't as loud.
I mean, I had to have all the characters there. I said it was going to be a collab between Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald,
Yeah,
and
you
Susan
set
Alexander.
the parameters and then did it.
Yeah, so I'm following my own rules.
All
I'm
right.
doing fine.
Oh, look at you following your old oh, fuck it.
If you were to bring Will Smith in, which is what you do,
No, I wouldn't want to bring Will Smith into this, though. I don't think he fits. For once, I'm going to say that I don't think...
is it because he's not a bald white man?
I would bring Carlton into this.
Don't know who Carlton is.
From The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Who's Carlton?
Still haven't watched it, Kieran, and I'm still disappointed in you.
Well, it's been like a couple weeks only
Right. So, that's a couple of weeks.
that I could have been watching French Prince.
A 20-minute episode. You're telling me you can't find 20 minutes? Huh? In your day?
I mean,
No?
yeah, I can.
Yeah, you can. I know you can.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
If we record next time, you haven't seen an episode, I'm leaving.
Okay.
That's an ultimatum for you, mate.
All right. Okay. I'll make sure. Maybe I'll do a side project podcast where I just review the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Or just Will Smith things.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Kieran
we could
on
do that.
Will.
Hey, well, I'll tell you what, listeners. If you think that's a good idea, where I should just watch things with Will Smith in it, do a little, just be a Twitter thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Drop us a message on any social media you want, to be honest. We'll probably pick it up. So at 250 Reasons, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah, but who would you bring in? And what does Charlton do?
Carlton.
Carlton.
So to give you a bit of a background for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Mm-hmm.
So it's his like cousins sort of family, and they live in Bel-Air, very wealthy. And Carlton is the son of this wealthy family. So he's like very posh and well-to-do,
Mm-hmm.
but also hilarious. And would add an interesting element of comedy, I think. Whereas Will Smith, he's more like jokey and foolish.
Mm-hmm.
Carlton isn't the one that makes the jokes. His character is funny you laugh at him, you don't laugh with him.
Oh,
Yeah?
okay.
Whereas Will Smith is like, oh, we're laughing with Will because Will's made a funny joke. Carlton's like, oh, what Carlton did was silly. He looks silly, doesn't he? But he's like, but at the same time, I think he'd fit in. You could imagine him being there amongst all of these rich people. You know,
I see.
they're in the newspaper, and maybe Carlton's took up a job there. But he's also, I think he would make a nice addition. Maybe perhaps a black person in this film would be nice as well.
Yeah.
Other than one that's just on roller skates for comedic effect.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I know who I'd bring in.
Go on.
Remember that guy from Mad Max Fury Road? The one who did all the admin?
For fuck's sake.
He'd be able to count all of the stupid statues that
Can't
were
just
in.
fucking bring Mad Max accountant man.
Yeah, you
into
can
every
because
film.
he did the stock take of every single fucking bullet that they had after doing mad fights
Right.
and stuff. We have so many.
You just want
gallons
someone
of
to
oil.
come up and clear up that mess, don't
Yeah,
you?
I just want someone to organize all of the things that were in the
Okay.
in the mansion, and who better than the person who counted all the bullets? And so it'd be that guy, that big fat dude, and the one of the women from there who counted the bullets in the fucking war rig.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's two people. You can't have two. You
All
only
right,
have
well,
one.
just the big fat dude.
Okay.
There you go.
All right then. That's that would be weird, but fair enough. You just keep him on Xanadu so no one sees him because he looks weird.
Yeah, yeah, and also they had a bunch of minions and butlers and stuff, so he'd probably just order them around. But they needed to be someone there to coordinate the
Yeah, like an
Organisation.
accountant, a stock taker, an archiver.
archivist. That's
An
the one.
archivist.
Yeah, that's the one.
Is that a real word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, would you stay indoors for this one?
Nah,
No. Oh. Okay.
nah. I thought it was fine, and I might watch it again, but I think there's better films out there, and I wasn't that taken by it. I think maybe for the time, and maybe like for what it did for cinema, it was like a big deal. But there were, I don't know, I found the overall plot, like the actual story, was a bit like, oh, okay. It was the character of Charles Foster Kane that I liked the most. It was
Yeah.
Orson Welles that I liked the
Yeah.
most. He was definitely the best thing. But it was everything around it that kind of dragged things down, especially the amount of stuff that there was in Susan Alexander, especially because their relationship wasn't that interesting. It wasn't as interesting as the relationship
Yeah.
between him and Jedediah or him and Bernstein. So, see what
Okay.
I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I would stay indoors for this.
so you're saying that I'm entitled to my opinion, but I'm wrong.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said you're entitled to your opinion, and I would stay indoors for this.
Oh, okay.
I think, it's. I didn't think of it as a film where if you've got nothing to do and you don't want anything that's particularly high stress, I wouldn't call it like that. Like, it's definitely not like a stressful film, but there's weight to it. There's there's some interesting themes. It talks about some serious ideas. Talking about the press and how they hide news, but then also how they make up news and stuff like that. I thought it was interesting stories told well, some good acting, some bad acting. There's a little bit in there for everyone. For a black and white old film, I thought it was pretty good. I would say stay indoors.
Okay. Well, the jury's out on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So next week,
Next week,
we are watching Yojimbo.
Yojimbo.
And I say that with a lot of certainty, but I've got no fucking clue what's going on with that film.
No idea.
I've never heard of it before, and I doubt many of you.
Are we even saying it right? Is it like Yohimbo?
Yojimbo.
Yojimbo?
Joe Yimbo.
No.
Because, like,
Yohimbo?
or is it
Yojimbo?
Yojimbo?
Yeah?
I think
Or Yojimba?
I don't know. But in any case, I'm not sure many of our wonderful listeners know what this film is either.
No.
So I tell you what, I think this might be a laugh. I reckon it might be ridiculous. Just by the name alone, I just reckon it might be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's going to be something, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
either going to be ridiculous. I reckon it's going to be either ridiculous or as painful as Stalker.
Or I reckon it's going to be really emotional. Actually, maybe Yojimbo is like some just like
Maybe it's like an old Japanese horror. That'd be cool.
fuck that. No, maybe it's a film just about like one person. And usually when there's a film that's just like just one person's name, it's usually quite deep. So maybe Yojimbo is some person.
Yeah, you're a sucker for one-word films, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I don't like Stalker,
No.
so I'm not. A
No
sucker
one
for
does.
one-word films. But yeah,
God, we're just talking trash about Stalker in like every episode now.
Fuck
No
that-
one's
fuck
going to
that
want to
film.
go and watch that
that
film.
was ages ago. But fuck that film still.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, see you next week then.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Don't forget to tweet what Kieran should name his
the Will Smith thing. Yeah, Will-
adventure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We can make that Will Smith adventure. Cool. All right. Okay. Bye.
Bye. some spicy food and I put it in my mouth. Then I'm spicy, spicy, yeah, spicy, spicy, yeah.
And scene. So the great thing about what we just did in this episode is we told you about a film that we're going to watch next week. So bloody watch that film and tell us what you think about it. So send your 15-second pitch into 250reasons@gmail.com. Or you can also get us at 250reasons on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And you can subscribe to us Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, and Stitcher. YouTube.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, cool. So do that thing. Do you want to resume that song?
Spicy, 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 spicy,
And
spicy.
bye.